Hello my loves, welcome to today's tutorial. So today we are going to learn how to make this beautiful skirt. It's very easy to make. We use the simple granny stitches. Okay, I love granny stitches. All the yarns used are medium weight yarn. They are all of the same brand as well. Okay, so let's get right into it. If you want a tutorial for the top, let me know in the comment section. Okay, so you are going to need a pair of scissors, some crochet needles, and your crocheting hook. Okay, I'm using 4mm hook. Oh, this is almost, can you see that? Here, 4mm hook. Okay, and these are the colors that I'm going to use. They all came in like this, but I used my winder to make these yarn cakes. Okay, so don't mind me, but I'm using these 5 colors. You can choose whatever colors you want. So let's get started. Okay, I almost forgot, you are going to need your tape measure as well. Okay, so I'm going to be starting with this color, this one. Okay, I'll grab my hook and we are going to make a magic ring. And watch how I do mine. I just turn it over like this, insert my hook from beneath, yarn over, pull up a loop, and that is just it. Okay, I'm going to chain up 2, 1, 2, which doesn't count as a stitch. Okay, yarn over, go into the ring and make a double crochet. That will be your first double crochet. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook again, make a second double crochet, make a third one, 3 double crochets. Okay, chain up 2, 1 and 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring and make another 3 double crochets. Chain up 2, yarn over, insert your hook into the ring and make another 3 double crochets. And 3. Now we have 3. Let's call these clusters. Okay, or shells. Let's call them clusters instead. We have 3 clusters now. Chain up 2 and make it last cluster, making 4, right? 1, 2 and 3. So now we have 4 clusters, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So you are going to hold the tail here and then pull to close the ring up. Okay, and this is what you should be having, and we end up having 1, 2, 3 corners. Okay, now we are moving on to row 2. Chain up 3, 1, 2 and 3, turn your work, yarn over, go directly into the chain 2 space here and make 3 double crochets in there, or in the chain 2 space. Okay, chain up 2, 1, 2 and go into the same space and add 3 more double crochets. This is how it looks like. After this, yarn over, go directly into the next chain 2 space and make another 3 double crochets, chain 2 and 3 double crochets. Chain up 2, inside the same with 3, and this is what we have. Okay, yarn over, go into the last corner here, that is also a chain 2 space, and put 3 double crochets, chain up 2 and 3 double crochets in the same chain 2 space. Okay, yarn over, and inside the first double crochet you made here, you are going to go in with 1 double crochet, which is also the same as the chain 3 that we started with over here. Okay, so whatever we do on this side, we do the same thing for this side, and that this is the end of row 2. Okay, now the chain 2 spaces are our corners. Okay, so this is a corner, this is a corner, and this is also a corner. So anytime you get into a corner, you are going to put 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Okay, and when you get to these spaces, you are just going to put 3 double crochets. So I'm moving on to my next color, which is this one. So here is how I change my colors. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook in here and pull this out. Okay, so the double crochet is now incomplete, and I'm going to complete that with the next color, like that. Okay, and chain up 2, 1 and 2, which doesn't count as a double crochet. Go ahead and tie this transition that we just made here. I'm just going to make a knot over here. Okay, so I've chained up 2, turn your work, and I'm going to be yarning over these ends. Okay, I just don't want to have too many ends to weave in. Yarn over, and we are going to go into this space here with 3 double crochets. Okay, but we are yarning over these ends. This is getting, the tail keeps getting in the way. Oh, so yarn over, go into the space here with 3 double crochets. That is 1, 2 and 3. Chain 2 doesn't count. Okay, you can even chain 1, but I chain 2. So now, yeah, the next space here is a chain 2 space here. Okay, so we are going to put a corner there, which is 3 double crochets, 1, 2 and 3. Right, chain up 2, 1, 2, go into the same chain 2 space and make 3 double crochets. So this is what we have. So when I am on my 4th row, I'll weave over this again so that I'll get rid of it. Okay, so we are still yarning over the ends over here. Go into the next space here with 3 double crochets. Okay, 1, 2 and 3. So this is what I was talking about, this line here. On my next row, I'm going to get rid of it. So you see, yarn over, go into the next corner, which is chain 2 space with 3 double crochets, chain up 2 and 3 double crochets. So you do realize that we have 3 corners, right? 1, 2 and then 3 over here. Okay, yarn over, go into the space here with just 3 double crochets. So with the other spaces, only 3 double crochets. With the corners, which is also the chain 2 spaces, you make corner. To make a corner, you put 3 double crochets, you chain up 2 and then 3 double crochets. Okay, I hope you understand. And after that, we are going to go into the last space here, which is also the chain 3 space with 3 double crochets. So like I said, whatever you do in the beginning, you do the same at the end. We started with, oh god, we started with chain 3 double crochets in the space here, and we end with 3 double crochets. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We are moving on to row 4. Okay, so for row 4, you are going to chain up 3, you turn your work, and you go directly into the next space with 3 double crochets. Go into the next corner with a corner. you know how to make a corner, right? Three double crochets, chain two, three double crochets. Now if you are a tight crocheter, okay, if your tensions are very tight, you would want to chain one in between, like after a corner before you move into the next space. You can chain up one and then move into the next space. It also makes the project a bit flexible, but I don't want that, so I'm not going to be chaining one in between. Some people even chain two, which is equally okay. So moving to the next space with your three double crochets into the next space here, three double crochets. I am loving my new hook. If you have been following me for a while, you realize that I've been using the metal hook, the all metal hook. I got this set recently and I'm loving it. It's so nice. It has a firm grip, so I love it. Hmm. Okay, so go into the chain the space over here with three double crochets, into the next space, three double crochets. So if you are chaining one in between, from this space to the next space two, you are going to chain up one. Okay, you chain up one in all between all the spaces. Okay, but if you're not a tight crocheter, if your tensions are not that tight, you can just do away with that. It's quite easier for me this way. Go into the corner. Wait, okay, I said I was going to get rid of this. Let's do that quickly. So you see that over here, when I chained over, because there are no stitches here, this color is showing. So I'm just going to use the hook to grab it like that. Okay, and yarn over it. I'll just pull it to the top and then yarn over it. Okay, and it's gone. Go into the next corner with a corner, and go into the next space. We still have to get rid of this. Okay, so I'll yarn over, use my hook to grab it, pull it to the top, and then I'll yarn over it. This way your ends become very minimal. And now we are done with our last space. We go into the first double crochet over here with one double crochet, and that is the end of row 4. And you should have something like this. If you're a tight crocheter, I mean, yours will be looking like a bowl or something, but be flexible. Okay, so let's move on to our third color, which is this one. So I'm going to show you how I change my colors one more time. Okay, I'm going to insert my hook in here, pull this out, and complete that double crochet with the next color. Okay, and I'm going to chain up two. Okay, and after that I'm going to tie this. Okay, after chain up two, I'm going to turn my work around, and I'm going to make sure that I yarn over these strands, these ends. Okay, and I'm going to go into the first space here with three double crochets. Chain two doesn't count. Okay, you can let yours count, but mine doesn't count. I just chose to chain two. It's not any you can do whatever you want over there. Okay, go into the corner. So this is going to be the pattern for a while until you get to your hip measurement. Okay, I'm going to show you that real quick, don't worry. And also another thing, you do realize that over here on the first row we have three double crochet a cluster. On the next one there is space, on the next one there is a cluster, the next one there is space. If you follow it carefully, this side, what is going on here at the ends shouldn't confuse you. Okay, when you get to this place, like when you, okay, when you complete this row, you are going to put 3 double crochets here. Whenever you end with a cluster, you chain up 3 and you go directly into the next space. But when you start with chain 2, like we have done here, start with chain 2 and put 3 double crochets here. Okay, I hope that is well understood. But I mean, if you follow it carefully, you don't have to be confused. Like, I mean, it's quite simple. But if you're confused, you can leave a comment and I'll do what to reply you and explain it. Okay, very well for you. So you're going to go ahead and do this for some more rows. I'm going to give you the measurement because I don't know the size of your yarn or your hook, so I'll give you the measurement. Okay, so I already started my second panel. My first panel is already done, so you have to keep going, and this area increases, this area increases, every part increases, and this is what you should be having after some more rows. Here I made 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 rows. This is 14 rows, and this measures, okay, and it's 13. Okay, it's 13, but when stretched a little it should be 14. Okay, so when you have, as you are going down, you have to keep measuring from this corner to this corner, and you have to also know your hip measurement. So if you are making it for a hip measurement that is 30, that means this front panel or back panel, this, from this corner to this corner has to be 15 inches. That is if your hip measurement is 30. Okay, so your front panel has to be 15 from this corner to this corner. So as you keep going, you have to keep measuring from this side to this side. Okay, and we are going to make 2 panels, one for the front, one for the back, and they have to be identical. So the one has to be 15, the other also has to be 15. But this is acrylic yarn and it stretches a lot, so you would want to leave about 1 or 2 inches for stretches. Okay, I think that is done. So once you are done with your hip measurement, if you have up to what you want, and I'll be back to show you what to do next. But for now, just repeat what we've done here until this side to this side is equal to your half of your hip measurement. Okay, I hope you understand. As for the color choices, it's up to you. You have to choose whatever color you want. You can also do the same color. I really don't mind, but I'll be back to show you what to do once you have your hip measurement. Okay, so this is where we are now. Okay, so I'm making this for a hip measurement of 42 inches. Okay, and this measures almost 20, I think 19.5. And for 40, if you divide it into 2, you have to have 21. So like I said, I'm leaving about 1.5 inches for the stretches. Okay, this, I said this yarn stretches a lot, so if yours doesn't stretch, then you don't have to, but mine does. So this is a little bit above 90, like 19.5 or something. Okay, so that is just enough for my hip measurement. So now we are going to go ahead with the body part. Okay, so you are going to cut all these yarns off, and you are going to cut this side too. So when you get to the last end, you chain one and then you cut your yarn. Okay, and you bring in your next color. So I'm going to grab my next color and I'm making 2 rows of each color. I started from this, then to this, then to this, and the green was the last color, so I make 4 and then I return. So after the green, I make another green and then I go backwards. So blue and then this and then this. So you're moving on to this color. That is how I chose my colors, in case you're wondering. So that is it. I'm going to grab my other yarn, and you have to make sure that you know which direction you were going in your last row. We cut our yarn here, which means you were in this direction, right? So the next row we are going to go in this direction. So I'm going to attach my yarn here in this corner. Okay, I'm just going to make a knot like that. Okay, so we are going in this direction. So you are going to insert your hook over here and chain up 1 to secure the knot, and chain up 3, 2 and 3. Okay, go into the next space with 3 double crochet, go into the next one with a cluster. In the beginning I said we should call it clusters, right? Into the next, to the next. So join your yarn on this corner and then do regular clusters all the way up to this point. When you get here, you're not going to put one, you're going to make a corner down here, but when you get to this point, you're going to put just 1 double crochet. Okay, so go all the way up to this other side and I'll meet you. Okay, so I'm almost at the corner over here. I'm short of yarn, but I have to join, and I'm going to use this opportunity to show you how I join my yarn. Okay, now this is an incomplete. Okay, let me start all over. I'm going to make a double crochet, and before I pull out, I pull through the last one. I'm going to complete that with a new one, and I'm going to yarn over and set my hook and yarn over these 2 strands. Okay, like that. Go into the next space, yarn over them. Okay, to the corner here, just 1 double crochet. Okay, so this is what we have. Now the reason why we are not going in this direction is because we already have our hip measurements, right? And we don't want to increase that anymore. We don't want to keep going, else it will go overboard. So we have to stop on this side, which is the hip measurement, and we have to concentrate on increasing the length of the skirt. So we are done with the hip side, we are done. We are just going to keep increasing on the length. Okay, so whenever you get to this side, you're going to put just 1 double crochet and then you turn your work. So let's move on to row 2 of that, and whatever you do on this side, you do the same thing for this side. Okay, we started with chain 3 here, which counts as a double crochet, and we end with a double crochet over here. Okay, so for row 2 you are going to chain up 3, 1 2 3, you turn your work, yarn over, and you don't put any double crochet in this space here. This time we don't go into this, we are jumping, we are making decreases. Okay, so we are jumping into the next space here, and I'm going to grab this, I will yarn over and I'm going to grab this over here, pull it up, put my cluster in there. Okay, I think I'll take it out of this place. So I'll cut it over here, right? Yarn over, go into the nest with my cluster. So we are going to keep doing our regular three double crochets in each stitch, but we don't change anything here. As for the center corner, we are going to keep increasing. Okay, we are going to keep, it's what shows us the length of the skirt. We don't do anything here, unlike these two corners. For here, when you get here, like when I got here, I didn't change anything. I just put my three double crochets, chain two, and three double crochets. Okay, so as for this side, we're just going to keep going. The only changes we have made is on this corner and on this one, on this side as well. So keep going, and I'll meet you when I get to this side. Okay. So I'm almost at the last end, and again I yarned over this color over here, so I'm going to pick it up and pull it up. Off it goes. Do the same thing, you yarn over first, okay, before you pick it up. And then in the last one, make a double crochet. Okay, so going to go down like that, and you have to measure. If you want to know the length of your skirt, you have to measure from this point to this side, and also add the waist, so you have to leave a few inches for that. And this side to this side should be the length of the skirt. Now I have about 10.5 inches. Okay, so for the rest of the rows, we are just going to repeat row 1 and 2 over here. So for your next row, you chain up 3, you turn your work around, and you don't put anything in the space over here. Okay, we skip this space and we go directly into the next one. Like I said, we are making decreases. Okay, but because this there is 2 clusters here, there's an increase here, so the number of clusters over here remains the same. Okay, but when we were doing the corners, they were increasing by, I think, 1 or 2 because of the corners. Okay, I don't know if you understand, but then just do it this way and it's going to go straight. At the end of the day, it's going to make sense. Okay, don't worry. So that is just it. When you get here, you're going to put 1 double crochet in here, chain up 3, and move directly into the next one, and that's going to be the repeat until you have the desired length. And in measuring the length, ignore this part, measure from this side to this side. Okay, so let's do that, and I'll be back when I have the length that I desire. Okay, so this is what I have. This is how the waist looks like, and the base. Okay, so let me turn it this way. So I'm going to give you a measurement. This is, say, 17. Okay, when it stretches a little, this keeps, okay, it's 16.5, but when it stretches a little, it will be 17 inches. Okay, so Now that we have this length is enough for me. Now that I'm done with my length, I'm going to go ahead and flatten this area. Okay, so we are not going to be increasing anymore. We are going to make this area flat, meaning we are going to fill this side and fill this side to make it flat at the base. Okay, so let's get started with that. Okay, so this is where I ended my last row. You are seeing these things here because after I started with this side, I couldn't weave over this because they were showing here and we weren't putting any stitches in here, so I left them, but we'll weave them in later on. Okay, so I'm bringing in my next color, and don't get confused, we are still working from this side. So what we are about to do, we are not going to pass overboard. Okay, we are going to end on this side. So I'm going to, oops, just got it. Okay, I'm going to attach my new color, and I'm going to chain up 3, 2, and 3. I'll turn my work yarn over. Remember, we're not putting any stitches in here. We are going directly into this one, right? So 3, so just put your normal clusters until you get to this corner. Okay, let's do that quickly. So I'm almost at the corner over there. Okay, so let's keep going inside here. 3, inside here. 3. Now what you do when you get to the corner is you insert your hook and put only one double crochet like that. Okay, we are not going to go this side, we are doing it one after the other. We are going to finish this side and then we'll finish this side too. So just put one double crochet over here. Okay, chain up 3. Okay, chain up 2 because we want it to be stiff. Okay, so just chain up 2, turn your work around, and do not go into this, just go directly into this space here with 3 double crochets. Okay, do not go into this one, directly into the next space with 3 double crochets, and then we keep going until you get to the last end. But when you get to this side, you don't change anything here, you keep doing what you've been doing all the way here. Okay, you don't change anything here. The only difference we are making here is we are not going all the way up to this end, we are just putting one double crochet inside the corner here. Okay, so let's keep going until we get to the last end, and when you get here, you turn your work again and you put in your clusters until you are back to the side. Okay, so let's do that and I will meet you when I am back here again. This side is just the same thing, so I don't need to show you again. I'll show you 1,000 times. So I ended the second row and I turned my work, and I'm almost at the end of the third row, and you can already see that it's kind of flat, drawing like you can already see that it's kind of becoming flat. This is where the corner is, and you see. So I'm almost at the last end, and go in there. Okay, So when you are done with your last cluster, you are going to go into the chain here with just one double crochet. Okay, now chain up 2, turn your work around, yarn over, go directly into the next space, don't put anything in here, and go with your cluster. So that is going to be the repeat. As you can see, it's going flat and it's going to go and become smaller and smaller and smaller until you have the last stitch over here. Okay, and when you are done, you attach your yarn here, because on my last, you have to know which direction to go. Okay, so for mine, I'll attach it here because I'll be going this direction. If otherwise, you have to attach your yarn here. Okay, and you do realize that what we are doing here is the same as what you do at this end. It's the same as what you're doing here. So we are reducing on both sides. We are not putting any stitch in the spaces here. Okay, we chain here and we go directly into this, right? And we do the same here. We chain, we go directly into the next. Okay, so it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until at the last end. Okay, and it's going to come out just nice. So when I'm done with this side, I'll come back and show you how it looks like, and then I'll leave you to do this side, and then we can continue from there. Okay, so finish that quickly and let's meet. So I just wanted to, this is how it looks like now. I just wanted to complete it with you. Should also use the opportunity to teach you how to complete it. Okay, so we go in here with our double crochet, we chain up 3, 1, 2. Oh, okay, it's 2. You chain up just 2. Okay, you turn your work around, you go in here with your cluster, you go in here, now that makes 2 rows, right? So we have to change to the next color. I was making 2 rows of this color, so change into my next and chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, go into the next space with your cluster, and into this one with a double crochet, chain up 3, turn your work, and into the last space here with a double crochet. So the end should look like this. Okay, this is how it looks like after that. I told you we ended on this side. Okay, so if you view it in this direction, this is how it looks like. We ended on this corner and then we reduced, and when you turn it like this, this is how it looks. So you see that this side is flat, so we do the same thing for this side. It will also end like this, and then that will be the end. So mine, I'm going to attach my yarn in the center here. So I'm going in this direction. Okay, so I'm going to insert my hook in the same corner here where we made this one. We started with that one. Okay, I'm going to attach my yarn, insert my hook, chain up 1 to secure it, and chain 2. Okay, and go directly into this space with your cluster, go into the nest with your cluster, go into the nest. So you are going to go all the way up to this side, and when you get here, you put just one double crochet, chain up 3, and you jump directly into the next space like that, just like we did on this side. Okay, so I'm just going to, and this is also going to go all the way until it becomes smaller here. So I'm just going to finish that, and when you are done, okay, you are going to make another panel. This is front panel, you have to, or this is back, because they are the same, either one can be the back or the front, so you have to make 2 panels. Okay, so this is the front, and I'm going to, you have to also go ahead and make identical one. They have to be the same. Whatever you did on this one, you did the same thing for that one, and you end up having 2 panels, one for the front and one for the back. Okay, so I will just do that. I'll finish this part and I'll be back with my 2 panels, and then we can continue from there. Okay, so let's do this quick. So I'm done with the second panel, and this is what it looks like. They are the same. Okay, they have to be identical, one for the front and one for the back, and you have to choose which part will be your front and which part will be your back. Okay, so the part that faces each other, this should be the back and this should be the back. Okay, and this is what people will be saying, and this is what people will be saying. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put them together. I'm going to join them on this side and on this side all the way from here down. Okay, I've already started putting it together. I was trying different ways of joining them and I settled on this. Okay, I'll show you, so don't worry. So the next thing is putting them together. Okay, so let's continue from where I stopped. So first of all, you have to put them together and make sure that each stitch has a corresponding stitch. Because they are the same, it's not so difficult. Okay, okay, let me even start from here so that you get it from the start. Okay, so I'm going to start from this corner here. Okay, and I'm going to use this ends that I was not able to yarn over to join. Okay, and for each color I'm going to use the same color to join them. Okay, so I'll make sure that this and this are corresponding to each other, and this is the same color. Okay, I even have this long one here. I can use it. If it's not long enough, I'll just grab a new one and then I'll use it to join. So I'm just going to insert my hook in here, find a space, and I'm going to grab onto this tail. If I thought of this earlier, I would have left long um tails, but well, it's all good. It's just a very short. It's not one. I think it will be good. Then I'll pull it. Okay, go through the side and then pull, right, and I'm going to go to the side, go into the side, insert my yarn and then pull. Okay, I'm going to go in here, go in there, insert and pull, and then go in here, go in there, and this will be the last one. I know it's short, but don't worry, we are going to tie it to the color that we use for this. So when this one's won't get to this point, I'll just tie it to this one. So if you're having something like this, I just want the colors to have no other color between them. Okay, but you can also use any method that you deem fit. You'll be good. Okay, or you can even use single crochet and use just one of the colors to join. It's all good. Okay, so on this side too, okay, it's not enough, so I have to bring in the other one. So I'm going to insert my yarn into my needle, And okay, there's another thing you need to do if you are going to do this. Okay, you have to tie them together, the ends, this one and this one, you tie them together. So this and this, you pull it. That is if even you change colors the way I did. Okay, you have to tie them together like that. They will not come off, but just for extra security. Okay, so you have to do that all the way down before you start putting them together. Okay, so I'll insert my hook in here, and I'm going to go in here and pull, and I'll just make sure that it's a little long to cover the entire space here. Okay, and I'm going to go over one more time just to make sure that it doesn't go off in the future. Okay, and I'll go in here, in there, and I'll pull. Okay, in here and in there. You have to eye measure the spaces between the stitches, okay, where you are sewing. So you can't make it too wide, neither can you make it too tight, else I don't know, you can try and see. But in here, so you have something like this. Okay, when we cut off all these ends, you see the beauty of it. So I'm going to take my time and do that all the way down and do the same for the other side and for this side too, and I'll be back for us to continue with the waist. So we have to choose one of the colors and make the waist with it. So I'm going to be using this color for that. Okay, it's a very simple stitches. You have seen it on my channel 1,000 times, that is if you have been here for a while. So I'm going to go into this side. Okay, let's start from here. Okay, and I'm going to attach my yarn over there. I'm going to insert my hook, yarn over, want to yarn over this. Okay, chain up one to make the knot tight, and then chain up one, go into the space here, with a single crochet. Okay, go into the double crochet here with a single crochet, put another one in the space, go into the next space with a single crochet, go into the space with a single crochet, single crochet. You can add another one. You don't have to make this too loose nor too tight. Okay, so just do not put too many double crochets in the spaces, just one or two. Okay, here you can just put one, and you go into the put a space here with one, and for the space here you can put two. So you're going to put single crochets all the way. When you get here, you don't stop, you continue all the way until you are back to the starting point. Okay, so I'll be back when I am here. Okay, so I'm almost at where I started from. I'm going to go in there and in here. We are going to go into the first single crochet with a slip stitch like that. Okay, this is what we have. For row 2, you are going to chain up 2, turn your work around, yarn over, go into the next stitch with a double crochet. Okay, no more single crochets, just one single crochet row, the rest The next one is double crochet in each and every single stitch. Okay, so just one regular double crochet. So let's complete that too, and I'll be back to show you what to do on row 3. Okay, so I'm almost at the last end, and just go in there with double crochet, double crochet, double crochet. Okay, let me just put one here because I don't want the space to be too big. And we are going to go into the first double crochet here, because this chain 2 would have counted as a double crochet, but I've just put one double crochet here. So we are going into the first double crochet here with a slip stitch. Okay, now for row 3, we are going to chain up 2, turn your work around, and we are going to use the back post front post method. Okay, so let's start with the front post. We are going to go right behind this stitch here, the next stitch. Let me bring this down. I've done this a couple of times on this channel, so I'm sure if you have been here for a while, this shouldn't be difficult for you. Okay, you're going to go behind this one and put a double crochet. Oh, okay, and the next one is going to be a back post. Okay, so we go behind that one and then we put a double crochet. The next one is going to be a front post. The next one will be a back post. The next one will be a front post. So on this row, you are just alternating between front post and back post. Okay, so complete the row and we will meet. Okay, you can also just do regular double crochets, maybe about 3 or 4 rows of normal double crochets, and it will also look very good, because when I was done with the first row of double crochet, it started coming out so nice. You see, it looks really nice. I already like it. So you can add 2 or more rows of double crochets, and I think that will also do good. Okay, but I'm using this method, so you can still do this too. So let's meet when we are done with this row. Okay, so almost at the last end. Okay, so this is a back loop. So I back post, so I make a front post. The next one is a back post, and the last one here is a front post. Okay, and we are going to go into the chain 2 here with a slip stitch. Okay, like that. Now let's move on to row 4. You are going to chain up 2. We are counting from the single crochet, so we are moving on to row 4. Okay, turn your work and we are moving on to the next one. So wherever you see a back post, you put a back post. Where you see a front post, you put a front post. Okay, so this one right here is a back post, so we make a back post on that. Okay, this is a front post, so we make a front post right on top of that, back post to back post, and front post to front post. Okay, so at this point, this is going to be the repeat for the number of rows that you want. For the next row, is the same thing. When you get to this end, you slip stitch in the chain 2 here, and wherever you see front post, you put front post. Wherever you see back post, you put back post. Okay, so let's add more rows to the length that we want. You can add 4, 5, whatever you want. So I'm just going to go off camera and complete mine. I'm not even certain how many rows I'm making, but I'll be back to show it to you. Okay, whatever I do, I'm going to come here and show it to you. I'll come back with the final look. Okay, so yeah, thank you so much. If you have watched up to this point, it means you probably like the skirt or something. Thank you for watching up to this point. You don't know what that means to me. It means a lot. Now you have to help me by liking this video and share. Okay. Also leave a comment. If it's helpful for you, just leave a comment and give it a thumbs up. That is very important to me. The more you give it a thumbs up, the more people thumbs up, the more YouTube shows my videos to other people who may be interested. Okay. So let's do that and I'll be back to show you the final look. Oh, I almost forgot. For the base, uh-oh, I almost forgot. For the base, when we are done joining, you are going to put two rows, one or two rows of single crochets all the way around. Okay, so I'll do that too. It's just like what we did here. I'll do that too, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay. So this is how it looks like at the end. I made one, two, three, four, five rows of double crochets, back loop, back post and front post, and this is what I did on the base. I just put two rows of single crochets there all the way around. Okay, so that is just it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next tutorial. Okay, bye.